Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast, Show Your Stripes. I am Allie and I'm here with Will as always.
What is good, everybody?
Today we are going to be recapping the last two games against the Giants, which we ended up splitting. There was a evening game on Tuesday and the day game on Wednesday. You know, after Tuesday's game, wasn't sure how the rest of this or how the other game against this team was going to go. So they honestly shocked us yesterday with this game, but I don't know. Tuesday's game was just a very rough one to sit through just because the rally at the end of the game did not happen.
Yeah, there was a lot to digest in that game, because especially when you consider uh, how how basically we were dominated and utterly shut down in every possible way by Carlos Rodon.
Yeah,
Like
I just was not expecting it to be that bad.
I had a feeling going into that game that he might do something, but I didn't think it would be that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought that maybe he would keep us would allow a couple runs, but would still be able to dominate us. I didn't think it'd be that effective against us. It's
Yeah, it was.
and
It just was like well, I mean, before the ninth inning, I really had no expectations of winning that game at all, and then I mean, the ninth inning, I feel was just a typical way for the Tigers to end a game.
yeah, well, break it down in a minute, but I'll just read the pitching lines for the both teams here real quick and get it out of the way.
Yeah,
Um, Carlos Rodon was the starting pitcher for the Giants on Tuesday. He went 7 innings, allowed only 5 hits, 1 run. It was the only earned run, and struck out 10. Then Brebbia came in, had a clean inning, struck out 2 in the eighth, and then Emilio Duval, I believe, was the guy who came in the ninth. He loaded the bases, but then struck out Miguel on a pitch that I thought was outside,
yeah,
and then grounded out Harold Castro, so we left the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth when we had the chance to at least tie, because they had a tying run on second base, because it was three
yeah,
to one in the bottom of the ninth. Especially with that rally mantis they kept showing on the big board,
yes,
I thought, oh,
that
maybe
was.
we'll get this done.
I also do have to say a side note that I thought it was funny that they asked AJ Hinch about it the next day, and he was just laughing about it, saying that the rally mantis had to do some more work next time.
It
I
was
did
fun.
think that was the.
I showed up for both games, and the next game, as soon as I walked in the door, I was looking at the Bally Sports the pregame booth there, and on the video board they have outside of it, they had the camera was fixated on the mantis because he had apparently stuck out the night and was spotted on the netting behind the Tigers bullpen, or the Tigers dugout, I should say.
Oh my god,
It was
that's really funny. Yeah,
And they
but
were
next
doing
next
a whole segment on him on Valley Sports during the pregame show.
yeah, next time I can put in a little bit more work just so, we can get that win. But
But
no,
yeah,
it was such a I feel like it was such a tip it just was such an on par way for us to end, especially I mean, just I really got my hopes up way too high again. Like every single time I do, but I really thought we were gonna do something.
yeah. Um, Looking at the stat lines here, typical Tigers offensive performance right here, folks.
Hmm.
Uh, with really only two guys with multiple hits. I mean, I'll give them credit; they did out hit the Giants, but they didn't hit them in clutch.
Yeah, no.
Riley Green went 2 for 4 with two singles and a strikeout. Victor Reyes 1 for 4 with a double and two strikeouts. Javi Baez went 2 for 4 with two singles and a run scored. Eric Haas 1 for 3 with an RBI. and a walk. Miguel an 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, and I gotta say, I said it on Twitter. I felt like he was looking way too uncomfortable out there on the
Mm-hmm.
at the plate.
I agree. It
We'll have to see if he gets more at bats going forward because I feel like he needs to take significant time off. To at least shut him down for the rest of the year.
Yeah, especially if he still is playing next year.
Because I
I
know
don't
he
know.
wants to. I mean, if
Mm-hmm.
you want him to be healthy and have a successful farewell season next year, you probably want to get him off that knee as much as he can.
Yeah, agreed.
Um, Moving on, Harold Castro 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Willie Castro 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Jamer Candelario 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Zach Short was awful. I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand he came up because Jonathan Scope had to go on the injured list, but
Mm-hmm.
like if he is an everyday player, I will legitimately he has been awful. I know he's only gotten 6 at bats, but he's literally proved nothing to me that he's major league quality right now.
Yeah.
And that's
No, it
nothing
was.
against him because I know he runs his own podcast over at John Boy with Ian Happ and Dakota Meckis, the over there, and
Mm-hmm.
I give him credit for that, but like I don't think he's a triple A quality guy. I don't think he's a major leaguer,
Yeah. No.
at least right now.
I just yeah, nothing was happening.
Um, obviously Kerry Carpenter then pinch hit for him in the ninth, and I believe he struck out. Yes, he did, or
Yeah.
it might have
I
been in
mean,
the eighth. I'm not sure.
I mean, 13 strikeouts for the whole game.
As
It's
compared to
just,
one walk.
yeah, there we go. Back to our lovely ratios between walks and strikeouts.
And of course, we're gonna have the tale of two offenses again because as soon as we show up the next box score from from the game yesterday,
It's
it'll be
like it's
like
a
this
different
game never
team.
even happened.
It's a different team. I don't understand how this. I feel this is literally just the story of the whole season.
Um, Moving on to the Giants box score, I usually don't cover the other team's box score, but I feel like this was the amount of players who didn't get hits as compared, and we still lost. I just could have to mention it real quick. Tommy
Mm-hmm.
Stella 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Lamont Wade Jr. 0 for 1. He got pinch hit for after 2 at bats, the walk and a walk. Austin Slater then came in, went 0 for 1 with a walk himself. Wilmer Flores 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Jock Peterson 2 for 3 with an RBI. Uh, Evan Longoria, who continues to own the Tigers when he plays us, apparently, even though he hasn't played us in literally over 5 years, it seems. 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run, even though the man is 36 and has only hit 12 of them. Um, and that's basically it, because everybody else in the Giants lineup did absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I feel like we have like two teams that are completely opposite, but yet within our team, no matter what day, you never know what to expect.
It's kind of like Gregory Soto in a way, because you don't want to
Hmm.
have him throwing pitches all over the place, but you'd rather have him be effective, and that's kind of like what we're doing. You'd rather have the
Yeah.
team that's able to hit than not hit at all.
Hmm. Yeah, because at least you can get something going. It was just, I mean, what our one RBI was off of, oh yeah, Haas.
I
Got,
want to mention the pitching was not terrible, but it wasn't great either. Drew Hutchison was the starting pitcher for the Tigers on Tuesday night. He went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 run, and 2 walks with 3 strikeouts. Although it probably should have been more, considering how much trouble he got into in this game.
hmm God, he gets himself out, but he really does know how to set up for some disastrous possible things happening.
Yeah. Daniel Norris then came in the sixth. He goes one inning, allows the hit, which was that home run, which was a 2-run shot, after allowing a leadoff walk. And then Cisnero, Joe Jimenez, and Andrew Chafin all went scoreless in their respective innings. So, yeah, I mean, other than that ninth inning, there was really not much that happened in this game.
No, it was very just slow. It was just a very honestly just a boring game to watch because it was just constant strikeouts.
I mean, we
That
both know that from personal experience, because both of us were there.
Mhm.
We watched this game in person. It literally just seemed like until the ninth, and I know you had left early for it. Until the ninth, there was literally nothing good to talk about.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what else more to say about the game. It just was one of those games that we've had a few too many of this season.
Yeah. Um. uh, Moving on to yesterday's game, which definitely was a stark contrast of the first game. The
Mhm.
Tigers won 6-1 after a 6-run fifth inning, which I never thought I'd be saying that consider when you put that in the 2022 Tigers in the same sentence.
Yeah, no. I like I was saying this to Will before the podcast that I literally turned the game off after the top of the fifth because nothing was happening and I left my house. And when I got to where I was, I saw that they were up 6-0 and I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, what did I miss? Because it was I was honestly a little mind blown.
Yeah, and it's especially shocking considering through the first four and a third innings, I believe, or 4 innings, we got no hit. So we came out in the fifth inning and just unloaded all of our frustration on Logan Webb, apparently.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, good thing, but I honestly was in shock when I first saw that because someone posted a tweet because I posted a tweet about how Manning was on fire, but the bats were just not. And then I saw someone reply 6-0, and I was like, oh God, please tell me we're down by six now. And then when I actually went to look at it, I saw that it was us, and I was just shocked.
Yeah, it seemed to me like I thought at first we had loaded up the bases in the fifth inning after Candelario got a base hit. Then Tucker Barnhart got a bloop double, which was odd. And then Akil Baddoo walked to load the bases. I thought at that point we were not going to score, I'll be honest.
I mean, the amount of times we've loaded bases and got nothing from it, it's a reasonable accusation.
But then I kind of proved my point by just seeing that Riley Green got struck out in his
Yeah.
at bat. And then Victor Reyes will then bring in two. I thought he brought in two with a RBI single with 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
And then the hit parade just kept on coming. Cody Clemens brought in one with an RBI single. Harold Castro brought in another, and then Willie Castro brought in two on an RBI double. It was 4 straight 2-out hits that produced 6 runs.
I mean, this has happened against us this season, but I don't think this has happened with our team this season. So definitely was nice to see.
Yeah, it definitely was a nice thing to see instead of the traditional uh Tigers threaten but don't score treatment to a scenario
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
Um, Going over the numbers here, Riley Green 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Victor Reyes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a strikeout. Cody Clemens 1 for 3 with two strikeouts and a walk and an RBI. Harold Castro 1 for 4 with an RBI and 2 strikeouts. Willie Castro 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a strikeout. Might as well mention everybody on the team struck out at least once, but it really kind of offset with some of these numbers here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we had the same amount of strikeouts as we did the game before.
Yeah, we did. Um, Kerry Carpenter 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Jamer Candelario 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Tucker Barnhart 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout, and Akil Baddoo 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout and a run scored. So yeah, we've struck out 13 times but got 6 runs out of it, which is when you can actually bring in runs and still strike out that much. I guess you can win games.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, it worked out for us, so it was a nice little fluke to see happen.
It seemed to me, at least, that we kind of swapped offenses, considering the Giants had 8 hits as well, but only brought in 1.
Yeah, it basically was like we had like switched games in reality. That's how it felt like.
Um, Matt
I
Manning
mean,
started for the Tigers on Wednesday afternoon. He finally got his first win of the season, and I believe in his 10th start.
I am so happy. Like that, I mean, for him, just with how good he has been doing these last few starts, the man just deserved a win. And
Yeah,
he finally had run support. And it was just good to see because he really just shut them down the first 6 innings.
he definitely did. 6 innings of work for Manning. He went 5 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeout. Or I'm sorry, no walks, no earned runs, 8 strikeouts. He goes to 1-1 on the year. His ERA is now at 2.37. Um, Will Vest then came on in the 7th, allowed 3 hits and a run was charged to him, but struck out 2. Alex Lang, a clean 8th, struck out 2 and walked 1. And then Gregory Soto then came in the 9th for some reason, because even though it was not a save scenario, um, went got a clean inning, walked 1, but struck out 1, and closed it down. His ERA is now back below 3.
Yeah. I mean, they honestly, all of them did well. And I mean, if you, I looking at this too, I see that the Giants had 13 strikeouts too. So, I mean, it really goes to show that either way it could happen. I mean, like you said, I really feel like we just switched offenses with the Giants.
It definitely seemed like that to me, especially considering how we kind of rallied at the end of the 5th, and we don't seem to do that very often.
No,
Um,
and that did they manage to get through both of these games without an error?
and it appears like it, yeah.
Wow, that's
I'll
pretty
give him
shocking.
Well, to be fair though, they did not have Baez in the second game because he got scratched. So
That is true. Either way, take it. We'll take it as a win.
yeah, I mean, I was weird. They meant when they scratched Baez, they were literally reading out the starting lineups for the game. So the PA announcer, Chris Bosloff, he went out and said, Baez is in the lineup or whatever, like number 28, Javier Baez. And then after all that was over, after all the announcements were done, he says, correction to the starting lineup. Batting third and playing second base, number 21, Cody Clemens. It was
Oh
like the
wow.
most awkward thing I've ever heard. Because I'm like, it's like when they're doing the lineup, I'm like, this lineup's completely inaccurate.
Mhm.
Because they literally announced Baez got scratched as the lineup was being read.
Oh my god.
It was like the
That's
most awkward thing I've ever heard.
that's that's crazy. That's
Um,
yeah. That's weird.
and I know he got scratched for back spasms, and they said they probably will be available for that upcoming series in Texas against the Rangers. So
Yes. So I guess we'll see. I mean, God, we cannot afford to have another player on the injured list. So even if it is bias, we really, I mean, we just can't afford anyone on the injured list at this point because
yes,
Scope got put on the 10-day injured list.
I mean that's like I said, scope kind of that was gonna be a given. I
Yeah,
had a feeling if you get put
me
in the
too.
you get your foot put in a boot, I feel like you're going on the injured list whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
Um,
And
but
then also, I was going to say that if any of you guys listening paid close attention, you would have saw that, ironically, I made it onto the Tigers reel with the schedule for next year. It was just kind of funny. We were walking around with the social media people came up to us, and it definitely was fun to be able to help out with that. So if any of you guys paid attention closely enough, you would have seen it.
I believe they also shared that video on their Twitter account and a TikTok, I believe, as well.
Yeah, I was seeing it everywhere. I definitely was happy to do that. So.
Yeah, it was. I know the guys who run the social media department are pretty nice people. I know,
Mhm.
at least I know one of the guys who I'm not going to name for privacy reasons, but I know him and he's a nice guy to talk to. I'm not sure about the rest of that department because I have not met any of the other guys there, but
Yeah.
they're nice people over there.
Yeah. Me and my friends had fun doing it, so it was definitely a good time.
Moving on to the everyone's favorite part of the pod, the series preview, which will probably either age terribly or age greatly, which depending on previous pods, you can make your judgments for yourself.
Mhm.
Um, Series starter is tomorrow night at 8:05 p.m. on the world famous Bally Sports Detroit. Um, which I will have mention one other thing about them here in a minute. Tigers and Rangers series opener. Tyler Alexander going up against Glenn Otto. Alexander 3-7 with a 4.03 ERA. Glenn Otto 5-8 with a 4.66 ERA. So that one
Basically
could
could go
definitely
either
go.
way.
That one could definitely go either way because the Rangers have a hitter friendly ballpark over there in Arlington.
Yeah. So that could be an interesting one.
Saturday night. I know last time I checked. Yep, it's not still the world famous TBD for the Texas Rangers, but we do know that Eduardo Rodriguez will make his second start since coming off the restricted list Saturday night at 7:05. So we will know that at least.
Yes.
Um, and then Sunday night on Sunday afternoon, a 2:35 p.m. start. Tigers Rangers in Arlington. Drew Hutchison versus TBD, the legend himself, will start two games in a row apparently.
Yeah. We'll have to see who they fill those in with. So.
Um, yeah, I don't really know much of the Texas pitching staffs other than I think I forgot his name, but they don't really have like world renowned names down there other than Glenn Otto and some of the other guys. I don't know them right off the top of my head, but
Yeah. So I mean,
I,
could be a good series, could not be. I mean, hopefully we can manage to win another series because definitely would be nice, but who knows?
yeah, it definitely could go either way, just the way that series is scheduled right now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention before we end this pod, the Tigers put up a auction here. They're doing a charity auction, and I wanted to go through these with you because these were kind of funny, and I thought some of these things that they're offering were so odd. I'm like, why would you bid on this?
Oh God.
First thing, this is on their front page of their website. If you go to tigers.com and click on the second bubble, it'll say secure your piece of Tigers memorabilia, and this auction runs through September 4th. And I'm not being paid to say this because obviously I might rip into them a little bit. Suite night at the Fox Theater. Premium suite for 20 for a 2023 show at the Fox Theater. And I'm like, so you're not even knowing what show you're gonna get there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're gonna tell me like they could throw you into Sesame Street Live or something like that?
Oh God. Yeah. You would
These are
think they
just
would have like
odd. And a lot of them are not even Tigers related, other than or more Illich properties related, like
Mm-hmm.
the Red Wings experience, which is obviously Red Wings tickets. Um, some of these are cut dry. The Bruce Springsteen concert experience at Little Caesars Arena next March. A 5-course dining experience at Comerica Park. I assume this has something to do with, or no. Alright, here we go. The winner of this package will receive a once-in-a-lifetime experience at Comerica Park on a mutually agreed-upon date. Prepared by Delaware North executive chef Mark Zubizak, I think. Did I pronounce that? Up to 6 guests will enjoy a 5-course meal served by behind home plate on a mutually agreed-upon non-event night. Guests will be announced via the public address system as they walk onto the field and enjoy a special visit from Detroit Tigers play-by-play voice Dan Dickerson.
Huh. That's interesting.
I mean, at least that's cool. Some of these are
Yeah.
lame. Mart Cider Collection, which I think this is literally just a signed puck and a signed photo by Mo Cider of the Red Wings. Opening Day Experience, which is just opening day tickets for the Tigers for next year. Which we did get the schedule. I almost forgot about that. We should probably go over that as well. Man, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
The schedule was like just announced like in the middle of the game last night. I forgot all about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we will bring that up as soon as I'm done here, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Um, the Lizzo concert experience, which that's pretty cut and dry there.
Mm-hmm.
The Tigers fan experience or fan appreciation package, which is literally just tickets to the game on September 30th. This was the worst one in my opinion. The broadcaster behind the scenes experience with Valley Sports Detroit.
Yeah.
Ever dream of becoming a Detroit Tigers broadcaster? The winner of this package will be invited to with one guest to go behind the scenes and in the booth with the best broadcast team in baseball. I'll give that in heavy quotations right there. Prior to the home game on September 17th. They misspelled September on this. September 17th, 2022. Arrive early to Comerica Park to enjoy batting practice, where you will be then escorted up to the Bally Sports Detroit booth to meet with Matt Shepard and Craig Monroe, and the radio booth to visit Dan Dickerson and Jim Price. Once you've taken it all in from the booth, you will stop by for a photo behind the concourse level Bally Sports broadcast desk with Dan Keating and Dan Petrie before enjoying the game in lower level seats. My question is why? Why would you put what 8 people have been on this?
Yeah. I don't really have words for that one.
Like you're telling me people are actually gonna pay to visit those guys? Like if you removed the Valley people out of it and just said, oh, you can get to visit Dan Dickerson and Jim Price, maybe I'll be like all over that, but like I don't want to visit the guys I critique on a daily basis.
Yeah.
The Pistons package was just cut and dry. The Detroit Zoo experience, which I don't quite understand why that's in there. West Michigan Whitecaps experience. The Pause experience, which is basically just renting Pause for a couple events. The Red Wings training camp experience, which is Red Wings training camp, obviously. A meet and greet with AJ Hinch, which is actually kind of cool. Tigers first pitch experience, which is throw out the first pitch. This is the one I found most hilarious out of all these. Pizza for a year from Little Caesars. I'm like, come on, people are gonna bid on that?
Hey.
4 people have bid up to $125 for pizza for a year from Little Caesars. I'm sure there's like heavy like restrictions as to what you can get.
Uh-huh. I mean, they're already bidding enough money for like $25 for 25 pizzas, basically.
Then you actually got like legitimate bidding items like Tigers signed stuff and whatnot that actually deserves to be there. But like I don't some of that stuff I don't understand why people would bid on it at all.
Me neither.
I'll give him credit though. Andrew Chafin signed baseball. I would
Oh,
I would die for that.
that would be pretty cool.
All right, moving on from that, we can go ahead and go quickly through the schedule for next year because it was kind of that it was announced yesterday what the schedule is going to be for next year's season, and obviously, they announced, I believe, right after the lockout ended, that the schedule will we will play all 30 teams for the first time next year at one point or another.
That would be interesting. I know there's a lot of people that are very mixed opinion on it, but I think it will be interesting to see.
I'm personally in favor of it
Mhm.
just because you get to it'll provide opportunities for like people who want to travel and visit all the 30 parks to get to see the
Yeah.
Tigers in stadiums they don't play in very often.
Mhm. Yeah.
So the season will start with a 3-game set in the Trop against the Rays. So yeah, I'm just gonna say this: the first month of the season is gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at this: you've got the Rays to start the season, then you got 3 against the Astros in Minute Maid Park. Then the home opener is not until April 6th against the Red Sox.
On a Thursday. We really couldn't do a Friday.
They got to get that day off in just so that if it doesn't snow or rain.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, Saturday through Sunday, that's a 3-game set. Then we hit the road again, play 3 in Toronto against the Blue Jays, 11th through the 13th. Then this is when the interleague play starts. There's some interesting ones here. First interleague series of the season will be Friday the 14th through the 16th when the Giants come into town for a 3-game set, which we just played them, so we know what to expect there. Um, then the Guardians come in for 3. I know there's going to be a lot of divisional play still. I know a lot of people were worried that division play was going to get cut down or eliminated entirely, but I believe they're going to be playing 14 games against each team in the AL Central.
Yeah, I believe that's what I heard them talking about that on the radio yesterday. I believe that's what they said.
Um, we get 3 against the Orioles in Camden Yards through Friday the 21st through the 23rd, and then 3 in Milwaukee against the Brewers, April 24th through the 26th, and then Orioles through to the end of the month. I'll just kind of through the rest of this. I'll just go over the interleague play because I don't want to really because all the rest of it's not really that interesting.
Yeah.
Um, May the 2nd through the 4th, the New York Mets come into town to play 3, which will be the first time we've played them since 2019, I believe. And then we hit the road for 3 against the Cardinals, May 5th through the 7th. Then apparently the natural rival series will continue with the Pirates, which I still don't understand why we are natural rivals with them.
Yeah.
But
No.
the Pirates, we get 2 against them at home, May 16th and the 17th. Then we have a 3-game series against the Nationals in DC, May 19th through the 21st. And then jumping ahead, no interleague play from that point on through until June 5th through the 7th. When we go into Philadelphia to play the Phillies. And then we got some other ones here. Diamondbacks coming to town for 3, June 9th through the 11th. Braves coming to town June 12th through the 14th. And then we don't have any interleague play until the end of the month when we play the Rockies at Coors, 3 games, June 30th through July 2nd. And then Then we got 3 games against the Padres, July 21st through the 23rd. 3 games in South Beach against, I'm sorry, 2 games in South Beach, apparently. Or no, three. I'm sorry, three. 3 games against the Marlins in South Beach, July 28th through the 30th. The other 2 games against the Pirates are on August 1st and the 2nd in Pittsburgh. Let's see. The Cubs will be coming to town on August 21st to the 23rd, which I was personally not a happy pamper about that because I want to go to Wrigley, like, badly.
Mhm.
So I know they'll be playing there in 2024 at least because they said all the
They're gonna
teams
be
we host, all the teams we host in interleague play in 2023 will be the away opponents next year.
yeah, which is kind of cool. So then it's only every 2 years that they'll be back at home.
So yeah, every other year you host them and then they host you.
So you're not going 5 to 7 years without them being at your park, which is kind of cool.
Then we got in the month of September. There was a rough stretch in here, which I'll get into in a minute. The final interleague play series of the season at home will be September 12th through the 14th when the Cincinnati Reds come into town for 3. And then this is what I found brutal, at least on the sleep schedule for everybody. September 15th through the 24th starts a 10-game road trip that is all teams from California. In California.
Yeah, they really got it set up to where they're just hitting them all.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Like, I feel like it's gonna be like 9 straight. It's gonna be like, especially during those week games, it's gonna be like, because you've got 3 against the Angels, September 15th through the 17th. 3 against the Dodgers, 18th through the 20th. Which I'll say this, that's gonna be a dream come true for my friend in front of the podcast, Riley. He lives out in LA, and I'm sure he was like foaming at the mouth when he saw that schedule because he gets to see it for 6 straight.
Oh yeah.
And then after those 6 games, the Tigers will head to the dumpster that is the Oakland Coliseum, assuming they're still there next year, to play the Oakland A's for 4, and then we come home to finish up the season with a 6-game homestand. So, yeah, it's a really interesting schedule. Go ahead and look it over for yourself if you want to. But anything you want to say about it? I mean, I think I've said everything I need to say about that.
Yeah, no, it's just, I mean, definitely. I was saying this yesterday. I mean, I know the season's not over, but I definitely am excited for opening day next year and everything. And just, I'm hopeful that they'll bring in some good, like, staff members that were able to actually, hopefully, do a little bit better next season than we have been this season. I,
And
I mean, just looking at, I mean, I do find it interesting. We'll be playing every team. I think it'll be kind of cool next season.
it'll be nice to see a bunch of teams we don't play very often.
Yeah,
Now, I mean, just playing every team is it's literally gonna even out the schedule. It'll make it. I think it'll make it harder for teams like the Guardians to just run away with the division when they just play us all the time.
yeah, no, agreed. I feel like we've just played. I mean, it's just I feel like we're constantly just either playing the Guardians or the White Sox or something like just constant. So it'll be nice to have a little bit of a more variety next season, I guess.
So I think with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode. Anything else you want to say before we end this one?
Just thanks for listening and continuing to support.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody, and we will see you after this Rangers series, which hopefully we will take a W in.